Assalamu alaikum to you. Good afternoon and welcome to Bena Midday News, coming to you live from Atomic Junction, Benab House, Medina. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Coming up this afternoon, Minority questions Minister's request for 500 million Ghana cedis from contingency fund to combat dry spell. Election rigging not in NPP's DNA, says Akufo-Addo. And DR Congo to take Rwanda to East African court over alleged violations. Details of the stories comes up shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Bena TV. Now, the news in details. Agricultural Minister Brian Champon has attributed the ongoing drought crisis in the country to climate change, stressing that the core issue is not irrigation but the shifting weather patterns. According to him, the planting season shifted by an entire month due to the climate change, thereby disrupting agricultural planning.
To the media in Accra, Dr. Brian Champon said the Ghana Meteorological Agency had alerted government that the planting season had shifted by an entire month, a critical change that was not effectively communicated to farmers. The change, according to him, has compromised heavy investment in inputs, training, land development, seeds and fertilizers. The Abetifi MP acknowledged that while climate change itself cannot be prevented, measures must be put in place to protect Ghana's food systems. He noted that irrigation is one such measure, allowing for year-round farming independent of rainfall. However, Mr. Champon clarified that developing irrigation systems requires significant investment and is vastly different from the small earth dams built under the Government One District, One Dam initiative. The minister highlighted government's effort in expanding irrigation projects across the country, mentioning ongoing projects in areas like the Afram Plains, Tono, and Upper West regions, where 19 small irrigation projects are underway. Brian Champon also noted that there are 15 projects ongoing in the northern region aimed at creating small earth dams or dugots to capture rainwater for agriculture and livestock use. He stressed that these dams designed to hold rainwater during the rainy season have largely been successful in serving their intended purposes, such as providing water for household use, livestock, and small-scale farming. He concluded that while the government is committed to expanding irrigation, addressing the broader impacts of climate change on agriculture remains a pressing challenge that requires comprehensive planning and continuous adaptation.
Minorities members on Parliament's Finance Committee have challenged the Finance Minister's request for 500 million Ghana cedis from the contingency fund to combat the dry spell ravaging 8 regions. With over 900,000 farmers' livelihoods and national food security at stake, the Agricultural Ministry has already implemented emergency measures, including a grain export ban.
The minority is questioning the timing and rationale behind the fund request, as well as the decision to slash the budgets of the Agriculture and Road Ministries to generate over 8 billion Ghana cedis to address the problem. According to the Deputy Ranking Member and MP of Bia East, Richard Champon, in the 2023 budget, the Agriculture Ministry had allocated an amount which would help tackle these issues, including the dry spell. He said the ministry had informed Parliament about the importation of drought-resilient seeds to deal with the issue. He said there was, however, no clarity to the issue. Also, the Bia East MP said the people have suffered losses caused by the spillage of the Bagre Dam, and nothing appears to be done to save the situation.
And now in politics, President Akufo-Addo has reaffirmed the New Patriotic Party's unwavering commitment to democratic principle, declaring that election rigging is fundamentally incompatible with the party's core values. Critics have questioned the credibility of the Electoral Commission, accusing the election management body of attempts to compromise the election to favor the governing party.
Speaking at the 51st Methodist Church Conference in Kumasi on Thursday, 29th August, the president touted the governing party's historical roots, which have consistently opposed one-party rule in Ghana. He also assured Ghanaians that his government is fully dedicated to ensuring that the elections are conducted peacefully and transparently.
As far as the ruling MPP party is concerned, a party born from the noble Dankwa Dombo Busia political tradition, which spearheaded the national resistance to authoritarian one-party rule in Ghana in the First Republic. Rigging is not part of our DNA. The ingredients for our success in the 2024 elections will be the party's record in government these last 8 years, and the exciting vision for Ghana's future outlined by our excellent presidential candidate, the Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, whom the opposition leader is afraid to debate.
The president further dismissed fears of election manipulation, asserting that the free will of the Ghanaian people will prevail and not the desire of any political entity. He also expressed confidence in the security agencies, emphasizing their role in maintaining order during the elections.
It is the free will of the Ghanaian people, not the will of any candidate or political party, no matter how desperate for power, that will prevail on 7th December 2024. We cherish our reputation as a beacon of democracy on the African continent, and the conduct of the forthcoming elections will reinforce this reputation. I am certain that the behavior of the Ghanaian people and their government and public authorities will put to shame all the naysayers, all the Jeremiahs, including, unfortunately, some persons of the cloth, who instead of preaching peace, are bent on raising the specter of election rigging and Kenyan-style bloodletting. They will be disappointed.
The opposition National Democratic Congress has condemned claims by the Ebuakwa South MP Samuel Atachia, labeling its flag bearer John Mahama as a drunkard during a mini rally on August 27, 2024. Atachia made comments suggesting that Mr. Mahama was an alcoholic, sparking outrage from the NDC.
In a statement issued on Thursday, August 29, the NDC's General Secretary Fifi Fiafi Kwete described Ataichia's remarks as reckless and unfounded, saying that John Dramani Mahama is not a drunkard but is a distinguished statesman whose commitment to the well-being and progress of Ghana is unquestionable.
Economies here, Nehojo, Onyansafu Oba, Onyansafu Awanomusa. Oh, Mukaso Nyami Ashrayan, yo, Nyami Ashrayan. And now we catch him say, Ghana, Aya, Benya, Onyansafu Awanomusa. Mumpawe na Mupasutro. Obikaso Nyami Ashrayan, yo.
The NDC further criticized the comments, saying they do not only undermine the decency of political discourse, but also reflect the desperation of the New Patriotic Party in the face of an impending electoral defeat. The party praised Mahamat's qualities, describing him as a distinguished statesman with a sterling track record. The NDC has demanded an immediate retraction and apology from Atta Echia, warning that failure to do so would compel the party to explore all available avenues to defend the integrity and reputation of its flag bearer. The party reassured Ghanaians of its commitment to a campaign focused on ideas and solutions and called on the MPP leadership to ensure their members conduct a clean and respectful campaign.
In some international stories, the Democratic Republic of Congo has vowed to sue Rwanda at the East African Court of Justice in Arusha on September 26th. The DRC accuses Rwanda of violating its sovereignty, committing atrocities against civilians and breaking international law in the ongoing conflict in Eastern Congo.
Tshisekedi, along with US and UN experts, accused neighboring Rwanda of giving military backing to M23. Rwanda denies the claim, but in February it effectively admitted that it has troops and missile systems in eastern Congo to safeguard its security, pointing to a buildup of Congolese forces near the border. This legal action follows efforts by Congolese Deputy Minister of Justice, Samuel Mbemba, pressured the court to take up the case. Rwanda is also facing charges before the African Court of Human and People's Rights. The DRC is pushing for accountability and urging the International Criminal Court, ICC, to speed up its investigation into Rwanda's actions. The government has launched a Justice for the DRC campaign to raise awareness and demand justice for the victims. Eastern Congo has struggled with armed violence as more than 120 groups fight for power and land and valuable mineral resources, while others try to defend their communities. Some armed groups have been accused of mass killings. The violence concentrated in the eastern North Kivu province has resulted not just in arbitrary killings, but also sexual abuses.
And now in sports, Black Stars coach Otto Addo has clarified that call-ups to the senior national team are based on the strength of players' performance and not the leagues they play. Otto Addo said this is in answering questions regarding the scarcity of players from the Ghana Premier League in the Black Stars over the years.
On Thursday, the Black Stars coach named a 23-man squad for the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Angola and Niger. Of the 23 slots filled, only Frederick Asare, a goalkeeper of Asante Kotoko, was invited from the Ghana Premier League.
So, I think it's not easy, and we will. I think I said it last time, we will watch more closely the Ghanaian Premier League. And it's very, very difficult. And I know if I would have left one out of these 23 players, you would be asking me for why is he not in. So whatever I do, there will be questions. But at the moment, and for me it's not about Ghana Premier League or French Ligue 1 or England Premier League or Bundesliga, it's about the players, and we need the best players to reach our aim to qualify for the AFCON, and that's for me the most important thing. I don't care where the player comes from. If I'm convinced, and that's it. So at the moment, these are the 23 players which I think are the best to help us in transitioning my idea of football and what I want to see and how I think we can beat Angola and Niger on the pitch. And that's why they're in. It hasn't got anything to do with which league they're playing it. And surely some leagues are maybe higher rated. If I think about the British Premier League, it's very, very high rated. And if you can compete in that league, you definitely have a place in our squad. But like I said, at the moment or in general, it doesn't matter to me which league a player is playing in. But if I see the performance and the performance can fit in our system, then I would call him.
Ghana will face the Palancas Negras of Angola on 5th September at the Baba Yara Stadium before traveling to Morocco to face Niger 4 days later. Niger will host Ghana in Morocco because they have no CAF-approved stadium in their country.
And that is how we bring the bulletin to an end. Log on to our website www.bainamultimedia.com for more news. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Have a good afternoon.